in heart breath. Good. And inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Say it with me. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Aad kare,
जुगाड़
jugaad
करे, हाथ करे,
aad
तेरे गुरुदेव नमः,
kare, aad
हाथ
kare,
करे नमः, जुगाड़ करे,
jugaad kare,
हाथ करे
aad
नमः,
kare,
तेरे गुरुदेव
Namaste. Breathe. Good. Good. And today, Baba Siddhi-chan, it was so cute. He was saying we are all like brothers. We're all brothers. What about our sisters? It says same. Okay. So he said, this is for our concept. That's it. And this is for, and there are a few of these because it's all the same thing. It's no, N-O, not negative, but instead for nothing, Nanak has that name is nothing. And it also means neutral. Do you understand all of that? Okay.
What is the word? The word is N-O?
Yeah, N-O, nothing, Nothing, Nanak, Nanak, and neutral, Neutrll, neutral. Okay, but it all means in the same category. You all understand that? It's not, how can I say, not negative. Do you understand that? It's not negative. Can you all understand that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Okay. So keep up with heart breath and for 3 minutes and begin. And inhale and exhale. And breathe. Okay. Agia, Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
You too.
I am very appreciative of this theme um, because I feel soul, and I've asked soul to teach me how to be a nobody,
Mm.
and uh, eh, to be to um, be aware of my gifts, to be aware of um, you know, yeah, uh, who I love and what I love, and to be able to dream, to excel, and so forth. Um, and at the same time, not be aware of wanting to be the best, or wanting to you know be so others would so I would excel, so others would acknowledge me as such. And I've been asking soul, I just want to be a humble nobody with gifts that can be shared, with love, that I can sing the glory of God, just in the bad times and in the good times. And it's very simple, but most of my conditioning has been, um, want sort of doing stuff so I would get the approval, or I would be looked up to by other people, and um, they, kind of thing. And and it's I think EDS has been kind of working overtime, and has been kind of a little bit a lot of it built blown out of proportion. um and Soul's been helping me. So we're up here on Cape Cod, and so and we're meeting a lot of people, and I am a nobody up here. I'm just another person who loves the water, and who loves the sun, and who smiles at other people, and then they smile back, and then so forth. Anyway, and I'm at first I was feeling like pretty lonely, like alone, like nobody really knows me. And then I started to change, and ask soul to just to help with that, just to be not expecting anything of myself, of other people's reaction or how they accept me or not. Um, and feeling stronger in just being this nobody. And it does, and like I said, it doesn't mean that I acknowledge can't have dreams, and I can't uh abandon the responsibility to make myself, to do better and so forth. It doesn't mean that at all. It means just yeah, being I guess just being humble and grateful, and just being, I guess, just being. And um the other night, uh, we were walking down Commercial Street, and there were like 4, 5, 6 women walking with Kamala t-shirts on that had, Comet detergent, and it had a picture of like the top of a Comet detergent container, and it said Kamala removes stubborn orange stains. And there's 6 of these people walking down the street, and we were kind of in hysterics, looking at it and looking at them. And then I thought, let me just go back to neutral. Let me just yeah, stay in this space of no, the space of of where Guru Nanak was, where he started, and where he brought through and channeled Japji. And so anyway, it's a daily affair for me to stay neutral and work for love, be an instrument of love, be a vessel of love. So yeah, and just when I'm recognizing that EDS is popping up, like, why didn't that person, acknowledge me, and da 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 da. Just, kind of, ooh, let that go, let that go. Sing God's glory to that person, give heart breath to that person. Um, and then especially when I see some of the homeless people that are, they have a bike and they sleep, in the park, and um, it kind of brings my heart. So I think I'm in the process of my heart expanding because of the humility that soul is teaching me.
Wow.
So that's it, the end.
Well, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
It's just so simple.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yes.
It really is. But to become aware of it is not so simple, and to accept it is not so simple. But once I accept, acknowledge, and really say, this is how I want to live, just simply live simple. It is simple.
Wonderful.
Um,
Yeah. Do you remember? You remember in Sri Guru Granth Sahib that had the, what do you call them? anyway, those times that Nanak talks about, he's talking, and the end, he just says, slave Nanak.
Yeah,
He says,
slave Nanak, right.
isn't that
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. That about encapsulates it. Yes.
Mhm. You become happy slave. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Gian das Prem.
Satnam.
Adnam.
Hmm. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Mhm.
So, yeah, what I was seeing was, and what Babaji was showing me was the the form, the human form, and he was showing me the form as just as the outside of the form, and it was dark, and it was in the sky or whatever, and then it showed the inner parts of it and all the bubbles inside of that. I'm going back to the bubbles. I was talking about the bubbles for a while, and they sort of all turned into stars, and then that all explodes, back out into what everything is. And what I was seeing from that explanation, and through the teachings as well, is, and it's through the elements and whatnot, but it's also through that neutral state of when we do arrive at that, like a firecracker, or if you look at the picture, you can see where the light is right at the center, and then how the waves of energy sort of come out from that center light, and how it spreads out to everything else. And um, what's being noticed in that time is, the wholeness of that, of that leaving of the energy, but also that noticing and that arriving at that light, and noticing that you know what we're able to see is that light, and that instant where we're able to have that aha. And that's sort of what Baba is showing me, is that neutrality of that, that wow, and that aha of arriving and leaving at the same time. And once again, sort of like pulling out a section of that circle of where, of that completeness of when you come to that point of wow, that Wahiguru of, there is a moment, and it's in the Ardas Bahi, when we notice, it's in the breath too, when we come to this point of noticing where we're celebrating in our voice and extending our voice, and also losing that part of our subconscious where we're able to come through that celebration and notice the opening of, the freedom of that, what our mind creates when we give ourselves this freedom. And it's sort of like letting down those defenses. I've been listening to a couple of people speak, and it does come down to that noticing, right, of the reflection that we're putting out as part of our light that's coming back in on that mirror, that's turning back into us for us to learn with. And that can come to such a still point of nothingness, of where we're there, we're arriving, in that sense of being. And I think in that time, when we notice that, we're, celebrating that nothingness. But yes, we are all made from that same thing, and that we are brothers, and that noticing that now we are so many of us together, and we're at a point of gathering all the history throughout our knowledge, and creating that time where there is that still point of that, where it does become nothing, right? Where it does become a point of where just at this point of the breath, and letting down all of our defenses, erasing that subconscious mind to where we are able to, become part of that noticing of that, you know, whether it's the drop in the water and the waves that come out from the drop, or you know, the explosion of the light, allowing all of the energy from that to expand out, and noticing that in our breath too, of that, the birth and rebirth, and coming back to that noticing, yeah, and just why Guru, yeah, and you know, and from the simple teachings and the latest teachings of the simple kind way of, you know, it's really for me personally, and I think on my soul, it's just coming back to the noticing of the mother, and the stillness, and that, you know, that holding of the energy, because it's all there. I recently did some research because I've been talking about dirt and water and elements so much, and now I'm finding out that we can actually take a piece of anything and find out that it has DNA in it, so we can dig a hole way in the ground and find, you know, pieces of information from life that was here, you know, hundreds of thousands of years ago, millions of years ago. So yeah, looking into the Pleistocene age, because that was one of the ages that we were having trouble. So there was a man who came along and said, why can't we just look in the dirt? So it is now known that energy from life stays on certain substances, like certain crystals and whatnot, so that that DNA and that part of that proof of, you know, being there with that, because someone would say that there's nothing down in there because it, but yes, okay, so there is life in everything that we come through, and then coming to that point of releasing that opinion into nothing, right back to that Waheguru appreciation of, you know, and then that comes into that circle too of we are all brothers, you know. So, and I think noticing that back to that full circle of that ability to share everything that we're made of, and the full acceptance of sharing with, yeah, with being mixed in with it, but also with the, you know, with the spiritual knowing that this is all, you know, it's not so much a claim or a mental thing in our brain, and it's just these elements that are moving through. And now that we're accepting that we're becoming more a part of it, that that's allowing us to see what nothing is, and what nothing is all that free movement that's happening, that we're allowed to be here to put this opinion out there, or to be with this, you know, eyes closed, you know, and then we basically, we can come to a point where we'll lose our explanation, we'll lose our, you know, we'll be in this place where it will be scary the first time, and it happens quickly. So, you know, there's a way to come back to that with the breathing and letting go and becoming comfortable in the body. And that's what will happen in our cycle too. You know, noticing how soft the grass is when we lay down in it. That's our place, that we have, you know, that softness of the sand and the water, that we have to come back to that neutrality of that. And yeah, that actual knowing of where, you know, it all comes and goes to, and stays and is and has being. So yeah, and then at that moment too, Waheguru, release my opinion, and thank you so much. But looking into the book and reading, you know, the captions, pulling a hukum, right, is important, and noticing that however we do that, we can create that feeling in those words. We can actually come out with those, you know, ourselves, and when we go to look for that, when we pull out a hukum, we can see that the words that we were searching for, or the lesson that we need, is in there, and it's for us to go with, and to work within that kind of space where we are, you know, releasing that opinion, and that defense, yeah, of you know, wanting to explain and try to come to the rescue. So why good? Why good?
Wonderful. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, and thank you, Brother Siri. Love
Okay.
you.
Love you. Hari Munder.
My take is a little different.
Mhm.
because I immediately went to Gaza.
I'm sorry, what?
I immediately went to Gaza.
Oh.
And one friend who I just discovered last night, who has been putting things on her Facebook page in a very different way than other people have, but there's a couple things. One, someone wrote about how as people are dying, as families are dying, as things are bombed, people are still praying to Allah and saying the prayers and thanking God and praying to God. And that's one aspect that is quite amazing in the midst of all the horror, to still be following the practices. But
I
a couple of
I
go
don't
ahead.
understand. I don't understand why you might think other people from Muslim people are not talking with practice for their places, people.
No,
I
they
don't-
are.
Oh, good.
But to watch it from outside, it's it's the devotion is astonishing. And for us on the outside, what my friend wrote is we are watching the final solution, just watching, not intervening or anything. Um, and of course, empathy is for everyone. It's not just the people you agree with, the people who support your same worldview. It's the ability to see past all that, connect to another human being, sit with them, hold your space, the space, but it hurts. It hurts to watch, it hurts to go through it. And the physical the physical pain, and certainly the emotional pain too, but the physical pain is so great. And I have really felt the responsibility of saying something, but have had a difficulty in figuring out how to say it, what to say. That isn't just more of the horror. So the nothing, it's one thing to step back and say we can't see the big picture, what's going to happen in 30 years or 100 years. And yet we are of this time, and it's a responsibility, for me anyway, to say something, to be a part of the time and not just watch.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the other thing that came to mind is that a number of years ago, I thought when a whole culture dies, a whole native culture, for example, or a whole yeah, native cultures could be one instance, but even they aren't gone. There are people who have survived, but the people who die come back. The humanity of them, the kindness, the empathy, the, the soul, they may not come back into that same culture in another life, but they come back with the same, with the same heart that they left with. So we may be losing cultures of a particular time, but we're not losing the incredible heart knowledge of the people who are um, the physicians and the reporters and those are the wrong terms I'm using, but their heartfelt actions will come back in another time for another reason or purpose. So that's where I am at this.
This is wonderful. Thank you, dear. Did we?
Could I comment on, or do you want me to not?
Yes, go ahead.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to every single word that Harimandir was saying, and what it was, she's, the energy is so powerful from her. The words can't explain, but one of the things she mentioned was that the people over in Gaza were continuing to recite Allah. And Allah, the word is not, it's not the word, it's the it's the heart, it's the opening of the heart. And I want to say thank you to Harimandir because it sent chills up my spine. Because the Muslim friends I know, they get up at 2 a.m. There's no way I could do that, but they get up at 2 a.m. and then they chant Allah, Allah, Allah. So I do it when a little later in the morning. And I'm going to do that more because I feel that that above and beyond everything is what I think the most powerful what's the word, remedy, or something that I can do for the huge suffering in Gaza. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. That was great.
Yeah, I know. It's wow.
Okay.
Just Allah.
That's it.
It's all we have.
That's right. Because if you remember we found about the times, how we are going to do that, how we change. And it was about going through very difficult, very hurt, and so on, for tremendous compassion. And I think that's what Hari Munder was talking about. Is that true?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's how the age is changing us. And Allah, that's wonderful. Okay. So, Hari Munder, how do
Yeah.
you, so do you have your word yet
My word.
that you were talking about, that you need something to say?
I think Allah is the perfect word.
Mm-hmm. That's lovely. Good. Thank you all. Okay. Japa Saraswati.
No, so this one was really fun. I have one of these again on the page that maybe it's gonna come out sounding crazy. But the first thing for no was about the positivity of saying no. So I've been teaching my cat how to communicate with clicker training, and we are working our way up to the communication buttons.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but you get buttons with words on them that the words, and then the pet presses the button and can use the word. So if they want to use the door, or if they are hungry, or if they're frightened or hurt, or, it really helps pets to communicate. But um, anyway, instead of saying no, like if the pet wants to go out or the pet wants food right now, you don't say no, you say later. And that has really been helpful to me, like right now with the no. So I'm taking my cat. This is how you know I'm a cat lady, is that I'm taking my cat. We're going down east. We're going to go practically up to Canada to a lobster village with some yoga girls, and I'm going on vacation with the cat, and I knew the second I was focusing on no, that I want to say no to some things this weekend, or this week. It's a full week of vacationing with the cat and the girls, and I like they know that I'm a vegetarian, and Susan kept on talking about serving me fish, and I'm such a people pleaser that like last year I literally just pushed it on my didn't eat it, but like I was like, people serve me meat all the time, not all the time, but like so I just said to her, I really don't eat that, which was one of the no's. And I feel like we have a really jam-packed schedule. And I feel like part of my message was to say no to a couple of activities. And also, I really felt saying no to alcohol and some kinds of foods, like maybe it's bread, or maybe it's too many meals, or maybe it's coffee. I don't know what, but not that that's a negative thing, that's actually a positive thing, that is making space for a positive action in my life, and many other positive actions. It's not taking away something. It's like that's what it is with the pet communication. You don't take something away from the pet, you give them something else in exchange for it. So so that you guys keep your positive lines of communication going. And so that was what came up for no and nothing. And then with Nanak, um, I kind of, do you guys, there is a beautiful film, I think it was made in India, about the life of Guru Nanak. and it was made, I want to say it was maybe 2015, and I think it was just called Nanak, and I think it was free on YouTube, still available. But anyway, they didn't have an actor play. Oh, so the one on YouTube is dubbed into English, so it's very easy to watch. There's no subtitles. And they got the character of Guru Nanak. It starts from his all the way from his birth through his old age. And anyway, instead of having actors play him, they had a CGI. I guess I don't know how they put it on the film, but Nanak's character is CGI the whole time. And he is just entirely light on the screen. Like you can't see any of his features, you can't see his eyes or anything like that. He's just almost like a mirror light or a reflective ball. And the way that they did it, it was so well done. It was incredibly touching. And when I've been meditating on it. I saw it years ago, and I still think about it all the time, because Guru Atma and I were just talking about Guru Nanak, and that's why and the way that his light body was just light consciousness, which brought me to the next word on our prompt, which was neutral, and that um, oh, I just wanted to call him Baba Nanak because that was it. That was it. That I was feeling that he was just this um, font because of him being Baba Siddhi Chand's father. I just feel so incredibly warmly to him. But he just had such a neutral consciousness that he really was an embodiment of Shunya, or of God consciousness. And so I just kept on getting the play of Nod and Nam and nobody to nobody, and having that be in this place of being with ego and being in freedom. And so and then it brought me to Sata Nama. So we had no nobody, no nothing, Nanak neutral, Nod Nam, not negative, nobody, nobody. And then we have this central like na, so Sata Na Ma, life, birth, life, death. The na is the death, and it's this place of just being in this completely creative consciousness. That was the message that I got from today's meditation, from that. And that other message that I got was to like really be doing. Oh,
You didn't have to come.
excuse me. Um anyway, yeah, that was my message. Oh, it was about going and tuning the body and humming and toning in order to also raise the vibration. That was part of the message of this nod num, not negative narrative of the day. That's my message. Oh, wait a minute. There was one more thing. Do you think sometime on today's meditation, can we do 1 minute of heart breath for Jagat Gurukar? Because she's having a health thing and
Oh,
she's
who
not
is
with
this?
us to it's my friend Jagat Gurukar. She listened in last week, but she listens to the recording. She listens to the recordings basically every week, and or almost weeks, I should say. And she um she's having some health things, so she's getting testing, and that's why she wasn't with us last week. Also, was that she was getting medical tests um today and last Wednesday also.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. How about 3 minutes for heart breath for her?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Let's do that now and begin with
Okay.
heart breath. Go with now. And inhale. Exhale. And sending total healing and compassion for Jagat Guru. Good. And good. Heal. Okay. Thank you. Does anybody else?
Thank you so much.
Huh?
Thank you so much. That felt really nice.
Oh, wonderful. Isn't that lovely? To be that aspect of God, really, what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are there other things that you want to talk about? Okay, so we're just staying with heart breath, neutrality, and being with basically with soul. Okay, so love you, all of you. God bless you. So, so Hadi Munder, would you lead the song?
Sure. And feel free to do celestial communication with it.
Okay.
Moving your body as well as your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
Inhale. Bless you all.
Yes, you will.
And all of you will find amazing gifts and, how can I say, happiness for being who you are. Love you all. Oh, Allah, Allah.
Allah,
Allah.
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 Hey, love you all.
Bye,
Sadnam.
everyone. Satnam.
Satnam, everyone. Have a great week.
Satnam.
Allah.